Well, good morning. It's actually afternoon now when we're recording, but good morning because it's Thursday morning when this comes out. And we are excited about what's happening this week. As you can see and hear behind us, there's lots going on in the alleyway beside our church building. You guys want to tell us a little bit about what's happening this week? Because, man, you guys are right in the thick of it.
It's a good thing. It's a fantastic thing. We're actually we're in the thick of it, but we're standing right behind Lori because Lori's the spearhead and she is leading this group of, we got more registrations. She talked about a lot of kids.
Yeah.
We got more registrations that night. So we have 37 campers.
Wow.
And I think about 9 or 10 volunteer teenage, adult, youth, and a couple of moms who are volunteering as well too. And there's just things happening in every room, in every space.
Even outside.
And it's loud and it's noisy and it's fantastic because there's so many amazing little preparations that are happening to share with you the congregation, but really we are being able to spend time with these campers. A lot of kids that I don't know. A lot of them I do from other years or from church or from the community, a whole bunch that we don't know. And this is really fantastic that they're coming, that they're enjoying, that we're able to pour into them. Chris has been sharing some devotions with them, and it's been really fun. And it's very busy. You come here all day, and you'll become very tired if you even watch us for a few minutes. But there's amazing things happening, and the whole sanctuary is getting transformed in the foyer. And so we're excited to share with you. And
it's great. I had somebody come up to me and say today, "So you guys have a really messy church?" And I said, "Yes, it's exciting. Look at all that's going on." And it's there's kids everywhere and learning and what I love about this is a time to invest in kids while they create and prepare something to share. And they get to bless us too. So I don't know. Did you have anything more you were thinking about?
No, I think the surprising thing about Drama Camp, and this is every single year, if you stop by the church right now, you will just see chaos everywhere you turn.
Well, what looks like chaos?
What looks like?
No,
Exactly.
it's a
Planned chaos,
everything
right?
is a work in progress. Well, some of it is really chaos. It's just dumped there, and it's that's okay because something really beautiful is going to emerge from it. And as much as Friday evening feels really close, it's also really far away, and a lot happens between now and then. And so you would probably, if you walked through the halls of our church today, you'd go, "Oh wow!" And then if you came back Friday, you'd be like, "I don't even recognize the place." And that's kind of what happens every single year.
Yep.
And so it's a good thing. It's great.
It was wonderful. So Friday night is the presentation for families and parents and families of the youth, of the children, I guess, children and youth that are part of it. And then Sunday morning, I know we're doing Looking Forward first, but Sunday morning at 10 o'clock, come and see the program that they prepared, the drama. And it's not just the children that are on stage. There's children doing the sound and the video, and then there's been a lot of them preparing as you see, the painting and the constructing and all the props and everything. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really great. So anything more you want to say about Looking Forward to that?
I would say you talked about everybody, it looks like chaos. I would remind us, and I have to remind myself, just like a puzzle, when you're doing a puzzle, every tiny little piece makes no sense on its own.
Yeah.
That's right.
And it looks like just a mash when you put it on the table. And all this week we're putting all these things together, and every little kid actually has, okay, here's my 2 lines that I actually get to bring. That's my piece of the puzzle. And without that piece, that puzzle is incomplete.
Yeah.
And with it, it's a beautiful picture. So that's why I'm really excited, because everybody has this little tiny piece. Even I was working with somebody doing sound effects. It's a small piece, and yet without that piece there, it doesn't make sense. And so it just is, it's really exciting because we're making all of that from scratch.
It was fun for me because I was just down the hall from you hearing all these noises. I was like, "Oh, what's going on?" "Oh, okay." It's just you guys. Oh, it's good. Looking back, so we'll switch it up today. Looking back, on Sunday we looked at 1 John 2 and where Paul, or sorry, where John is saying, make sure that you don't be led astray by people opposing Christ. He calls them Antichrist, and we talked about what Antichrist was, and we talked about some of the things. But anything that you wanted to expand on or share or any of that?
I think it was really important for you to even go through this passage, because I think quite often if people don't sit down and read through this passage, they hear the word Antichrist and their mind actually jumps straight to Revelation.
Yeah.
And we think, oh, that's Antichrist, and like what John saw, on that island. And yet this gives a little bit more of a description of what God is trying to say. This is what an Antichrist is. And how would you define Antichrist according to John?
I think anything opposed to Christ as he is.
Yeah.
As the Bible portrays him, as he said he was, and as he is.
Yeah, and then John goes on to talk about lust of the flesh and pride and all these things that actually pull us away from Christ. And for me, that was a really, really wonderfully opening definition and reworking of that thought, rather than just jumping Antichrist. Okay, now we're in Revelation, right?
Yeah, it's easy to do that. And John wrote Revelation, under the inspiration of the Holy Spirit, right? Wrote Revelation, and that was what was revealed to him. But yeah, I think that actually opens up Antichrist in Revelation a little bit too, as a broader thing. But we don't have to go there right now. What are some things?
I think in a similar vein, without again trying to interpret Revelation, because that's not the point of this, right? We're still in 1 John, but like what we get from 1 John is that in that moment there were things that were Antichrist, and it isn't just like one thing that we have to interpret, but it's what is around us. And I think sometimes self, right? Like sometimes really I have to like think, am I working Antichrist in this? And we often aren't willing to. We often are blind to it, I think, but to have people in our life that are able to go, I want to check that, right? There's something there, or even I think that's sometimes one of the bigger ones is just. But there's little other ones. I think sometimes we put family in that place, and our pursuit of that, or whatever. There's lots of little things that can creep in there, I think, if we're not careful.
I forget the quote and who said it, and there are multiple people say it different ways probably, but maybe it was Tim Keller talks about any good thing put in the
right when we make it an ultimate thing.
Yes, an ultimate thing is actually, I mean, he doesn't use that word, but Antichrist. It's opposition to him, and and what you said of self and having people around you to speak into that. I mean, that in the context of 1 John, he's all about love each other, right? And loving people around you, able to speak in ways that you can understand, and loving ways that help you. I think it fits right into the context of, so that's really good. Self is a huge one, just like I mentioned money and politics on Sunday. But I love that you kind of broadened that out. Anything. And I mentioned on Sunday that Jesus is the one who saves us. And we were talking a little bit before we recorded this about how automatically we tend to think future, But can you expand a little bit more on what we were just saying a little bit ago? Or is that too far away now?
Oh man, I have noticed a couple of times today already. I'm like, I think my brain's a little mush. It's like, but I think sometimes it's like we started talking about, right? We hear a trigger word like Antichrist, and we then jump to because I think sometimes like another one of those things is particular theological positions, especially as it relates to end times. We think, okay, it's and I think even that can become a little. We make the whole point of following Jesus about getting the end right instead of getting the here and now right, and I think that can be a misstep in that, right? And it can even, taken too far, even become then I think Antichrist, where we just forget. No, like Jesus saves me for this moment, not just every moment that comes after it, and not just the future, but for this moment, to be light in this moment. And
Which points that much more to what Dave Moore talked about,
Yeah.
that we worship in this moment,
Yes.
not in a future moment.
That's
Like when
right.
we worship God, it's the way we are acting in that moment that honors God or completely dishonors Him in that same way. And so, why we keep on jumping to the future, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because we think worship,
Yeah.
we think, honoring God, it's always like, yeah, I'll get to it.
Yeah, it's the forming and shaping of us now as people of love, of patience, of goodness. So if we're hurting people,
Yeah.
then we're not getting it. It's the shaping of us in who we are in relationship with God and others. And this next passage that is coming up after this week's a drama. The next week speaks a bit more to that. So just a teasing of your appetite for a couple weeks from now. But I mean, when we talk back, when we talk about past what happened the week before, it just we want to spark ideas for you to talk about and think about and even ask us questions about. If you're like, hey, wait, that doesn't make sense to me, I'd love an email, because I love talking about these things and in talking about it and thinking about it, in learning how to let those thoughts and things shape us and continually be in the background. It shapes who we are and what we do. So please feel free to engage, but and not just us, with each other, and be talking about things and thinking about it. Just a reminder that October 4th and October 6th, we're celebrating our 50th year as a church, so we're really excited about that. We'll be selling tickets after this week, because this week's a little crazy with drama, and we're super excited about this week, and then after that we'll start selling tickets and looking forward, but have it on your calendar. I think that's all for looking forward and to get you excited about this week. Please be praying for these kids, 37 kids, and a lot of them are from our community. We don't know if they know Jesus or not, so just be praying for those who don't, to come to know Him, those who do, to know Him in a deeper and more transformative way. So God bless you. Have a great week, and we will see you on Sunday.